Hi, everybody.
Hi, how are you?
Hi.
I'm good. How you guys doing?
Good, good. Got you here. I think right off the bat, I wanted to ask, how the hell did you make such a, like the first 10 minutes, I feel like I knew everything about everyone. I knew what was happening. I knew the context. I knew that this was going to be spooky. How did you condense that? Like, what was the story making process or something? Because it was so efficient.
Well, from the beginning, the idea was to have half-hour episodes. Although, you know, full disclosure, there are 2 episodes that are longer. But the idea of it being a very efficiently told story was always the plan. And that in mind, it was okay. You've got 30 minutes. 30 pages in script to not only set up the world, the characters, the stakes, some sort of, you know, what's going on, the mysterious things that are going on, and then also tell a satisfying story in that 30 minutes. And I don't say this to brag, but once those decisions were made, the script was, from first thought to handing it in, 2 weeks, and it really, the first episode hasn't changed in 3.5 years. So somehow the pieces just fit together, and I've been doing this for a while, so maybe that helps.
I was asking about like the efficiency for the show, because 30 minutes is such a hard thing to do, and you guys in 30 minutes, I was like, in the first 10 minutes I knew who you were, I knew your relationship with your character to the daughter and everything. So if I can ask you specifically a question, your character, I feel like transforms in 4 episodes. Like in the first episode, she is one way, and then by episode 4 with the panic attack. Like I wanted to ask about that transformation.
You should see what happens
that
by
moment.
episode 8.
Oh my god, I can't wait. Like, how was it playing that transformation for a character?
I mean, I love it. I love that that's in there. I don't know if we're really allowed to talk about that element of the
They give us the 4
show, but yeah. Well, I mean, I think
they've seen 4 episodes.
Yeah, I mean, the journey is really cool. I mean, that's like why I was interested in doing this, because, you know, if it's just a genre piece alone, it's not something that really interests me, honestly. But, you know, Ian had created such a great foundation for all the characters, and also just for Maggie especially, like the journey that she goes on. And she has to be this, I mean, she's a mom, so she's obviously protecting her children anyway, but when the story becomes about really having to protect her children because there's something going on that they can't figure out and explain, and the stakes become really high, then we're really going to see her evolve, and she has to be strong for her children, for herself, for her relationship with her husband, which is on the rocks also, I guess, and to see her crumble, you know, there's moments where we see her crumble, and I think that's perfect, because then the audience just, they're going to relate to her, and they're going to really feel for her and everything that she has to do, and the super tough decisions that she has to make. And I think by the time we get to 7 and 8, you know, all the things that we've established, like you talked about, you know, they're really paying off in the end when things get ultra challenging. And even just for myself reading the scripts and thinking, wow, this is, I'm not sure how we're going to pull this off, or how even I'm going to pull this off as an actor, but we're going to do it, we did it, and it's super exciting. And I mean, I'm really looking forward to when you all have seen the whole thing, basically.
I think, you know, we've heard multiple times about how this is a slow burn. Each episode, you know, it's not like other horrors where it's like, we're getting the horror elements out there, bam, bam, bam. So for both of you, what is the reward for the audience with this slow burn?
The reward for the audience with the slow burn. I mean, this goes back to what you were talking about with the less is more aspect.
Yeah, it's funny to hear that, and I'm sure at some point I said it's a slow burn, but you've seen 4 episodes. It's not. It's a slow burn cranked up to 11. I think slow burn. I think the satisfying thing. I think it goes back to what you were saying, that if you don't, to me, genre is the most effective when you care about the characters, and people always say, you know, in screenwriting they say, oh, it's character. That's fine, but it's putting these characters into some sort of a crucible. Something happens that they have to react to, and the slow burn is how are these characters dealing with it as they take one step forward, 2 steps back, 1 step forward, 2 steps back. And as you've seen the first 4 episodes, that happens on occasion. They rise to the occasion, they rise to the occasion. Maggie, as we know, cracks a little bit, other characters crack, but nobody breaks. They keep rising to that. So I think it's about, the satisfying thing is seeing these characters react in a way that feels human, but at the same time feels like they're making progress under extraordinary circumstances.
In real time too. Like we're watching them, we're with them as the audience is with the characters experiencing things and discovering each new piece of information as we go along.
And the most not slow burn thing ever. The entire season takes place over 48 hours. So slow, very slow burn. Fast burn. Fast burn. It's a fast burn.
The fastest slow burn show ever. Hashtag.
That's all the time we have at this round table.
Oh boy.
Do you want one more question? I can give one more question.
There seems to be a theme of female characters taking on a lot of emotional labor for the male characters around them. Like at one point your character says, I have to be better than that. It's very kind of the same vibes as like the monologue in the Barbie movie that got really popular with the women have to be perfect all the time, like no matter what. How do you hope that the audience reacts to that or relates to that, and how did you feel about portraying it?
You know, when you say that, I think of a scene that was written that's further along in the episode. It's kind of a hard one to answer, but yeah, there was a moment where there's a scene in the conversation between my character Maggie and Scott Speedman's character James, and we kind of have like a real talk moment, and he's basically it's his character kind of opening up and giving some truth bombs, and I remember thinking, God, like it's nice that you're being real with me right now, but my God, like that's such a shitty thing to say, for lack of a better term, you know, like this is your excuse for what you've done, basically. You know, there's some stuff that happens between the two characters, and I remember thinking this is such a real conversation. Like this is how this goes down in real life, and it's, you know, kudos for the honesty, but dang, like the reason behind it, wow, like that's rich. So it definitely brought up what you're saying, and the kind of emotional load I think that we take on as women. But I think I have so much to say about this topic, and I know we have to move on. But basically, like this is like my mantra in life is like I think as a society we're not, especially men, we're not like we're not allowed to show emotion, and I think men especially are raised to kind of shut it down, you know, and be the hero, and the women are supposed to be the more emotional, whatever. I could go on about this for ages, but anyway, basically as a parent, this is like a big thing on my mind, and I'm raising 3 boys, so this is, you know, something that I'm super conscious of, that I want them to be more emotionally in tune and say smarter things. Maybe not like dumb things like James says.
It's hard for me to write the dumb things that James says.
Yeah.
I have nothing to say about this.
That was a tangent, but you
it's
know.
so interesting that there's a neurodivergent child that you are also dealing with your son, and the fact of, you know, just connecting emotionally with a neurodivergent child, and especially during a time of crisis.
I wrote in and said, hey guys, because the direction goes.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys.